just kind of an overview of it is everyone has access to this AI button, and it's at the top of every lesson. And if you are a free user, you get the AI for free. If you are a pro user, you get 2 times the amount of AI usage. But everyone should be able to, you can pretty much use as much AI as you want. If you run out of your own AI, it goes into like a community pool, which you pull from. But if you do end up hitting limits, like you're using a lot of AI and you want to use it for just more planning and you are hitting limits, then you might want to upgrade to Pro. That's going to get you more. Only reason for that is we wish we could just give it to everyone for free, but it costs us money to provide the AI for you. So that's the only reason. So if you are hitting any limits at all, which hopefully you're not, hopefully you're just able to use what you have in your account and then the community pool. But if you do hit that limit, then you might want to try upgrading to Pro and you will get more AI. But everyone has this button here. It's at the top of the lesson and you just click it. And then anything you type into this chat, it's going to apply to that lesson. And you can type anything into it just like you would other AI chats. So from the numbers that you guys have shown up here, it seems like, it looks like probably most people have used AI chat before, like whether that's ChatGPT or Gemini or other ones, and you can ask it anything. So if I want to change this objective, I could ask the AI to change the objective in this lesson. So I could say, can you make the objective um, more student friendly? That was a big things one of the years when I was teaching was we wanted our objectives and our targets to be super student friendly and in student friendly language. So she's going to think for a little bit and then it gives you the 3 options. So you can accept what it's done, you can have it retry it where you can keep talking to it, or you can just completely reject it and then start over. So if I go down to the objective card in that lesson, then it shows what edits have been made. So you can see where it updated the objective. If you like that, go ahead and click the green check mark. I'm going to click that and then I'm going to go back to it and then you can edit it, delete things. So anything you add with the AI, you can always go in and edit it. So maybe you like a good chunk of it, but there's just a piece of it that you want to change. Go ahead and add it to your lesson and then you can just edit it yourself. And then you could, so I'm going to go back to my AI button here. You can also use a suggestion. So you can type anything here, but we also have these pre-built suggestions. So if you're just a person where you want to go through and, hey, I just want to check my grammar, I want to make sure that that stuff is correct, you could have it check for that. You could also, this is a pre-built prompt, but if you have something else you want to add here, you could go in and change this and edit it before you hit enter if you want to. So I'm going to have it check that. Okay, so then you can just go through, see what it updated, if it updated anything. If you like it, you can keep it or any of those 2 other options. I can go back to the AI button and then you can keep working on those other pre-built if you want to, like differentiating. It will give you ideas for students with IEPs, English language learners, all those good things. And then the other option that you have in the AI chat is that you can attach things. So you can attach a file. You can also include a standard. So if you want to include a certain standard that you know you want this lesson to include, then you pull up your standard set If it's something you know you're looking for, you can put that in here. Like this little mini unit I was working on was during the progressive era. So you could search that for keywords here and then add the specific standard that you want. Goes return to lesson. Now that standard is attached and you can add more than one if you want to. And then you just give the chat some context. So can you um, um, like align this lesson to this standard? And then it's going to think on that. And it's going to revise everything in the lesson to align with that standard. You can go through. It's going to show you what it updated for you. And then again, you can reject it if you don't like it. You can keep talking with it if you want it to make more changes, or you can go ahead and accept it and then just go ahead and add edits as needed. Okay, so that's the basics of the, oh shoot, I forgot to show you how to attach a file. Let's do that first. So you can attach a file. So you can click on this and then click the button here, and then anything you have on your computer, you can attach it in there. So let's say that you have a lesson plan that you wrote. So here's one that I just downloaded from a Google Doc. So it's a lesson about the jungle by Upton Sinclair, covering the progressive era. So this was a Google Doc. I downloaded it. I could attach this lesson to the chat. And then I could actually go in and ask it to add that lesson, which we'll see how this works because I already have a lesson here. This might work better if you were in a blank lesson, but we'll see how this goes. So I attached it. Can you add this lesson here? And then this will work really well. Like if you're a person that has, especially if you're new to Common Planner and you're working on adding all of, maybe you already have a lot of lessons and you're just working on adding them into your plan book. If you already have them in Google Docs, or if you have like curriculum that's in PDFs or from a website, you can attach those to your lesson plans in here and just have the AI help you like import it into your plan book. That way you don't have to go through individually and copy and paste everything. Okay, so it went through, it revised it to incorporate the details from the attached lesson plan. So again, you could go through, you could see, yeah, so this warm up here that this lesson originally had, it crossed it all out. And then it was added. This is from the lesson plan that I had in the Google Doc. So it got rid of what was already there and it added what was in that file that I attached. And then, yeah, if you keep going down, it's going to show where it changes things. So I could accept that. If I like that, then go in and edit things as needed. So if I go over here, here's a blank lesson. I don't have anything in here yet. I could go here, go to that attach again, include a file. This one is a lesson that I found from the Gilder Lehrman Institute. So if there's websites for your content area or grade level and there's specific lessons you want to teach that are in a PDF or a document, you can have the AI help you add that into your plan book. So I'm going to click that one, open that up, and then upload that. And then again, I'm just going to add that context here. So can you add this lesson here? And then it's going to use that document and then add that into the cards of your lesson. Now, while that's thinking here, one thing I want to point out is that the AI does not add cards or sections to your lesson. So the cards I already had here in my template with standards, objective, materials, agenda, accommodations and modifications, and then in notes. So if that lesson that I attached, maybe it had like a learning objectives or learning targets section. It's not going to add a learning targets card here. So you would want to go in and add. You could add a card. I'm going to accept my edits first. You could go in, add a card, add a text card, and you could say learning targets, and then the AI would add the information for learning targets. So just keep that in mind. So if there are certain things you want to add, so like if you want to add accommodations and modifications and you want it to be in its own card, then just make sure you have that card listed in your template. So like for this one here, I don't have that card. So if I put into the AI, hey, add accommodations and modifications, it's going to throw that in somewhere probably in procedures. It's not going to add an accommodations and modifications card. Okay. Another thing I want to show you is um, the lesson that it builds or helps you build is it has some context. So it uses the past 5 lessons that you've wrote in your plan book. It also uses any unit plans that you have. So here I have this little mini unit that I've added. And if I click into my mini unit, you can see that I have standards that are going to be in that unit. So if you're using the AI during this unit for the lessons in it, it's going to use these standards for those lessons because that's what I have attached to the unit. I also have accommodations and modifications for certain students listed here. So when it builds out accommodations and modifications in the lessons within that unit, it could include accommodated um, accommodations and modifications for these specific students. So if I close out of this and then I go down here, you can see that it has accommodations and modifications for those students like AM. That's one of the students I have listed in my unit plan and the accommodations that they need. Okay, so let me think if there's anything I'm missing here. I know I'm at my 20 minutes. So just to recap, in the AI chat, you can ask it anything, just like any AI chat. You can use it to build a whole lesson. Like this could be a blank lesson here, and you could say, hey, can you write this lesson for me? And it will build something. I would suggest you give it some context, like the topic or the standards. But that's honestly, that's not why we built AI into your plan book. We want it to help you or to help make things more efficient for you and not to replace you. So you might already have a lesson in here and you just want help improving it or differentiating it, or you want help, fixing the grammar or simplifying. I know I've had a lot of teachers tell me this was really great for adding questions. Like I was really stuck on questions for the lesson and it added those in. Or if you have a whole lesson here and you just need like a 5-minute exit ticket, you could type in the AI chat, hey, can you give me a 5-minute exit ticket at the end of this lesson? Okay, then any more context that you want for the lessons, add that into the unit plan. It does translate things. So if you need something to be in Spanish, you could ask it to do that for you. And I think those are pretty much the basics of it. So the chat, you can attach a standard, you can attach a file, you can use a pre-made suggestion. Okay, let me see if I've got any questions up here. And then feel free to throw some more in there if you have questions. Okay, someone asked, is the wit and wisdom curriculum part of CC? Okay, so in Common Planner, we don't actually have any built-in curriculum. So it's a space for you to build your curriculum or add your curriculum lessons. So the wit and wisdom If you want to use that with the I would use like this attached file. So I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I don't know if you have like a PDF file of Wit and Wisdom lessons or something. You could download those and then attach those to the AI and then have it help you add those lessons to your plan book. Okay, so can we have the recording of the webinar? Yeah, so I'm going to send out the link to everyone that signed up and everyone that attended. I'll also post it on our YouTube channel and probably on our help site as well. Okay, yep. And then someone asked about, I noticed the unit doesn't include AI, will be included in the future. That's something we have plans to add, although it's not added right now, but we do have plans to. Okay, someone, I would like to see AI create a differentiated lesson based on student Lexile levels. I teach ELA. Yeah, so you could type that into the chat. So you could say, hey, I have these students at these levels. Can you differentiate this lesson for these specific students? Also, if you add like into the unit plan, the students and their Lexile level, then it will also take that into account because it's in the unit plan. So it will take that into account for all of the lessons within that unit. Yeah, and then so the AI in the unit timeline, I don't exactly have a time frame for when that's going to be added, but we do have plans to add it. Okay, so how do you add it to the unit plan? Okay, so the unit plan, well, first of all, if you go over up here in the nav bar to the unit timeline, and this is part of a pro feature. So if you have free, you won't have access to the unit timeline, but with pro, you do. So these are all of your classes over here. You can add a lesson, you can add a unit here. So you add a unit, click it here, change your color, the title of the unit, change that here. We'll just use a unit, and then you can drag it to wherever you want. And then you can click into the unit plan and show it over here. And then this is where you add cards. So you could add a text card, and this could be um, like student Lexile levels. And then you could just type those in here. So like add the student initials and then add their levels. So those could all be listed there. And then again, the AI will take that into account when it's building lessons that are within this unit in your plan book. Um, and then you can just keep adding more cards. So whatever other context you have in the unit plan, the AI will take that into account. So when you go back to your planning, the unit will show up in the lesson. So here's that unit I just added. It's here. So you can click it and then you'll see the lesson on one side and then the unit on the other side. Yeah, okay, so free version of the AI. Yeah, so everything that you can use with the Pro AI, you can also use with the free. So it's all the same. The only difference is in Pro, you get more. So if you end up hitting like those limits, then you would want to go Pro so you get more AI credits. But as far as the capability, you get the same. Okay, I do have some more questions here, which I'm going to answer. Um, but if there's those of you that have your questions answered and you want to head out, if you're busy, go ahead and do that. Thank you so much for attending. Again, if you do want to get that 25% off Pro, just start that Pro trial, email us at support, and then tell us you attended and you started the trial, and then I'll add the 25% off to your account. So just make sure you do that in the next couple of days. But thank you so much for attending. If you got your questions answered, hopefully I'll see you next time at another training. But those of you that are sticking around, I'm going to go ahead and keep answering these questions here. Okay. So is there a way to print the unit timeline? Okay, so printing on the unit timeline, if you click the unit timeline, there's no way to just print this view, but you can print units. So you could go click on this unit here, open it up, the unit menu, if you click that, you can print it and you can print all the lessons within the unit. So you can print the unit plan and all the lessons will be underneath of it when you print it out. But as far as printing this screen here, you can't print it. So if you, yeah, the only option here would be like if you went up to your like your computer, um, like nav bar and then printed this screen. Um, yeah, so if you are a school or a district and you have Common Planner for schools, then yes, you have access to all of the pro features and you actually have um I think it's 4 times the pro usage of the free version. So you get a lot of AI usage if you do have a district or a school account. Okay, can you sync unit plans with Google Classroom as you can the daily lessons? Okay, so I think you're asking, so like in a individual lesson here, you can add a Google Classroom card and you can create an assignment, short answer question, multiple choice material, announcements. You can create all of that right in your lesson plan, and then you can schedule it to post on your Google Classroom. So if we go to the unit, so I think what you're asking is if you click on a unit, can you schedule things to post from here? You can't, I think that's what you're asking. Yeah, so like you can't like put an assignment in the unit plan and then have it post. It would have to be in an individual lesson. Let me know if that doesn't answer your questions. Um, we don't have an integration with Canvas, but you can embed your plan book into Canvas. We actually have a video in our help center. It's also posted on our YouTube, um, where we actually have a teacher that uses Common Planner, and he made a whole video showing how to embed it into your Canvas. Okay, so it wouldn't help to create the unit. So when you're creating your unit plan, this is normally how if I'm t talking to people about creating units, usually how I suggest people do it is, so you have a unit here, you add your units. I'm in the unit timeline view. I can click on the unit, open it in the sidebar, add everything I want for my unit plan here. So standards, any links I'm going to use. I can add all of my objectives. I could add any materials. If I have a whole plan already planned out, like day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, I could add that all here if I want to. Then what I suggest people do if you just want to go ahead and build out the whole unit with the lessons is in your unit timeline view here, you can click the add lesson. And then I can go ahead and click the little plus sign. So like here's day 1 of this unit. So I can click on that. And here's that lesson. And then I can pull up the unit side by side. So here's the unit plan. And then here's my first lesson for that unit. And I can close out of that. I can go to day 2 of that unit, pull it up side by side. So if you want to work on like publishing the Google Classroom or setting up your Google Classroom posts for the unit, then that's how I would do it. So you'd have, your unit plan over here and then, or your unit plan over on the left, and then you could add your Google Classroom cards for individual lessons for the units.